Well, the Coalition's primary vote has reverted to its record low in the latest Sky News Pulse. The bump that Angus Taylor delivered when he took over the Liberal leadership has now evaporated. Our chief election analyst, Connell, takes us through the numbers.
On this week's Sky News Pulse, after making some ground in the first poll with Angus Taylor as leader, the Coalition is now back at a record low primary vote. The opposition lost 3 percentage points and is back down to just 19%. That vote going to One Nation, it's back up to 26%, and Labor back up to 30%. Two-party referred, the Coalition is also down against Labor to be trailing 55 to 45. That's the same as the last election. One Nation, in that same contest, it's also 55-45, in this case closing the gap slightly. But breaking down the Labor One Nation vote, well, there are some surprising results. One Nation is actually leading Labor for well-off households, 51 to 49, the same margin for working-class households, only leading, Labor that is, amongst the middle class, albeit with a big lead, which means overall it is comfortably ahead. The one bright light, meanwhile, for the Coalition, voters are still open-minded on Angus Taylor. His numbers are essentially static, 1% up on approval, so it all comes down to this 28% undecided who could shift the dial either way. Susan Lee, remember, she was minus 40 in her final poll, so minus 4. It's, relatively speaking, pretty good. Now, we're only one rate rise in, but households are already feeling the pinch. 42% overall, when asked about the past 3 months, say they are financially worse off. 49% the same, but only 7% are better off. And for Labor, it's the breakdown of these numbers which is the big concern. When we see well-off households are mostly okay, middle class feeling a bit more pain, and then working class households 57% worse off. And overwhelmingly across the country, people don't think the policies of Jim Chalmers are helping when it comes to cost of living. When we break that down, only 2% think the Treasurer has dealt very well with the issue. We see the biggest cohort, 31%, saying he's done okay, but here's the concern. Add the bottom two, which are both in the negative, that's 53% saying the policies overall are a negative. And even from those who voted Labor in 2025, a total of 33% on the positive ledger compared to 28% negative. So from his own voters, barely a pass mark. That's before the looming threat of inflation from the Iran war. We asked voters about concerns they have about the war. The biggest response, petrol prices and inflation at 33%, ahead of destabilisation in the Middle East at 32%, terror attacks in Australia 21%, and only 9% in total had no concern at all. As for Australia's security, 57% think we may not be secure in the future, even if we are now. 32% say we need to do urgently more to protect ourselves. So the fallout from the Iran war is clearly already playing on the minds of Australian voters.